Hello to all my fellow PE teachers out there. My name is Jordan Ng. I was the 2019 Oregon Elementary PE Teacher of the Year. I just wanted to make a video sharing some tips, tricks, thoughts, ideas as we navigate through this time of distance learning together. First thing, understand every school and every school district is different. So my school district wanted PE teachers to create their own Google Classroom, film their lessons, and upload those lessons to Google Classroom for students to access. So we don't have any direct instruction with students. And when that first came out, and I was talking with my fellow PE teachers in my district, there was a lot of concern about content. How do you make lessons with no equipment, no space, no direct instruction, no idea what the student's watching? And while that's all important, and teaching towards the standards and continuing to assess is all important, especially in the gym, right now you need to take a step back and look at the foundational piece of being in education and being a teacher are, and that's building relationships and making connections with students and families. So if your first lesson, because you're so stressed out, is you jogging in your living room and students are, and you're telling your dumb jokes that you tell every day, I think that's fine. I wouldn't do that for the full year. But right now, students want to hear your voice. They want to see your face, and they want to hear your dumb teacher jokes that you tell in class. They need that normalcy back in their life. Also, I know schools do those school parades. I know some have done like a video message where you do a little video message and it goes out on social media, or some schools have done those things where every teacher holds up a sign with a different word on it and they make a collage where all the words say some phrase. Anytime you can do one of those, I encourage you to do it. PE teachers have such a unique job in the fact that they have a relationship with every single student in the school. So right now, continue building those relationships and continue making those connections with students. As far as content does go, when I sat around and I thought about this, how am I going to set up my lessons? I ultimately came up as I'm going to do it just like I do in class. So in class, when I'm teaching the students in school, I have a warm-up game, a warm-up lesson, or a fitness lesson, and a lesson or skill. So I'm teaching each three of those parts still. The only thing that's different, and I sat around and thought about this as well, in school, I have a K1-2 lesson plan and a 3-4-5 lesson plan. Right now, I'm doing the best I can to make it a K-5 lesson plan. And the reason why is if students have siblings, maybe a kindergarten sibling and a fifth grade sibling, if they're able to do PE together and they can have a partner, a lesson that they can do together is going to help them more. And it's going to be more like regular PE class. You know, a lot of families might have cousins living under the same household. And if they can all do PE together, I think that's more beneficial at this time. So the best that I can, and it doesn't work out all the time, I make a K-5 lesson to upload to my Google Classroom. So how I do that is I use my MacBook to film, or I use my phone to film, or just anything to film, and I save all the little clips on my hard drive. So the first thing is I might film my warm-up game. It takes like 5 minutes because I actually do the full game with them. Then I will film separately a fitness video or a fitness activity, and I do the full thing and I join in with them. And then at the end I film a lesson. The lesson is a little different, so I don't totally join in with them. I give them the cues, the instructions, and then kind of challenges and tell them that now they need to stop the video, go out and practice in their yard or in their house with their siblings if they have them, or by themselves, or with a parent if they can. After I have all those different clips saved on my hard drive, I use a video editor, and I take those clips, and I use iMovie, but I'm sure there's many other video editors out there, and I take those clips and I put them in the video editor. So I put my warm-up video in the front, and then the fitness activity, put that clip in the editor, and then the lesson in it. It just kind of makes it a little bit neater, nicer. You can add transitions, titles. The other thing is breaking it up like that. I can do it over the course of a few days. So if you watch, my students watch my videos, and if they're paying close enough attention, they'll notice that throughout the whole video, I don't have the same shirt on. Sometimes I have a hat on, sometimes I don't. Also, if you're anything like me, you mess up a lot. I think I've redone this video probably 75 times because you'll mess up or say something weird. And so you just have to redo like the warm-up part. The last thing is there is also times while I try to do a K-5 lesson that it's not going to work. Like there was a warm-up game that if I had my 5th graders do it, they would have probably rolled their eyes and I might have lost them right there at the beginning. So you might have to do things separately. So I had to find a different warm-up game for my 3, 4, 5 students and film it differently. But all I had to do was switch out the 2 warm-up videos in my video editor. And I had 2 different videos for K1-2 and then 3, 4, 5. So that's how I've approached the different, how I record my lessons. The other thing I said, and I put this out on video to parents and students, was be mindful of recycled material. I told them I wasn't going to be under the assumption that they had any equipment at all. So I said if you have things like old boxes, or this is an oatmeal bin, fruit cup, this is a cured cup where I took the lining out, a toilet paper roll, hopefully they have some of these, that we would use that as our equipment. I wasn't going to expect them to have any equipment or get any equipment. The one thing I did ask them was if they could find some type of ball, tennis ball or whatnot. This is just a stress ball that I had laying around the house. But I said even it wasn't important, that we could use or make a sock ball, just roll some socks up, and if we needed to, we could do that. So during my lessons and during this lesson building, I've really tried to focus on family fitness, family togetherness, household fitness, household togetherness, whatever that might look like, building the K-5 lesson plan that's for everybody. The one last thing, and I'll, at the end of this video, I'm just going to add little clips of how I do it. Maybe you'll get some ideas of things you can do, how I break down the different clips into, and before I put them into my video editor. And I'll put that again at the end of this video. The last thing is we as PE teachers really need to lean on each other during this time, as nobody knows really what they're doing. I don't think. Everyone's got ideas which are great. And if you are part of Twitter, you can go and you can hashtag HPE at home. And I go to that about once a day or so, and I just see if anyone's got any new ideas. I take a quick screenshot if there's something I like, save it on my phone, come back later to it, and somehow make a lesson out of it that I know will work for my families and my community. If you want to reach me on Twitter, my handle is Ng, that's NG, 2 letters, it's my last name, NG_physed. So NG_PHYSED. You can also email me if you don't have Twitter at Jordan, JORDAN, _Ng, NG, at ddsd40.org. You can reach me by email if you have any other ideas or questions or anything you need to get a hold of me for. So outside of that, check out the clips I have at the end of this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep your chin up. We'll get through this. Welcome back, boys and girls of West Powellhurst. To get warmed up, what you're going to do is we're going to play an individual tag game. So your right hand is going to try to tag your left hand, and when it does, then your left hand tries to tag your right hand. So it's... I'm just kidding. That doesn't really work. Anyway, I hope you had a nice weekend. Let's get going on some PE stuff. Hey, we're going to play magic numbers again. I have my deck of cards, and I also have a paper that I drew out with a bunch of different exercises on it. So you can actually do this at home. If you get a piece of paper, and across the top you write different exercises that we do in class: ski jumps, planks, arm circles, body twist, hop, tiptoe. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw the random cards and you're just going to place it, and it'll tell you how many to do of each one. So let's go ahead and play real quick. All right. To get warmed up, we're going to play Mirror Me. Pretty simple. I'm going to be a mover. So any movements I do, you just follow it like you're a mirror. So if you're doing it right already, as I talk with my hands, you should also be moving your hands around. Pretty simple. So I'm just going to do a couple of different exercises, movements. You follow along. Hey everybody, we're going to play I See Fitness, and you probably remember this. This is where I'm going to say I see, and you guys say back to me, what do you see? And then I'll say I see, and then give you some type of movement or activity, something where you need to be creative and use your imagination to move like that. Our fitness for today is going to be kind of a memory type game. So what's going to happen is I'm going to play a song, and whatever song I'm going to play, you match it with a different exercise. So for example, anytime I play this song, you're going to do body twists. You should be doing them with me right now. This one, you march. Alright, so for today's lesson, we're going to be working with fling nets, or we're going to make a fling net. A fling net is something where you're going to work on tossing a ball or controlling a ball with another object. So, a couple things you're going to need. First thing you're going to need is like a dish towel. So not a bath towel. This is a small dish towel. The next thing you're going to need is some sort of canister. So what I have here is a small garbage can. It's empty. There's no garbage in there because that'd be gross and weird. You could also use something we talked about, like the oatmeal thing, also empty. Even a brown paper bag or box would work. And the last thing you'll need is a small ball. And if you don't have a ball to use, you can also use a pair of socks. So you get a pair of socks. You're going to tuck one into the other and roll it into a ball. While not a perfect ball, it'll work for what we're doing. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your towel, you're going to fold it in half, and we're going to use the towel to control the ball. A couple things I want you to remember. The whole time you're playing, what we're working on is controlling the ball. So you're watching the ball with your eyes the whole time. Second thing, you're using the towel to control the ball. All right, so what you're going to do is I'm going to give you a couple challenges, a couple things to work on, and it's going to be different in class. So in class, I give you something to work on, I give you a skill to practice, and we practice that, and then we move on to the next one. Here, I'm going to give you a couple things, and we're going to slowly move through them, and then at the end, when this is over, I want you to go back or continue practicing them for another, 10 to 15 minutes maybe. So it's kind of like homework where you're going to have to practice by yourself. So here's the first challenge. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. First thing you're going to do is you're going to put the ball in the towel and you're going to roll it back and forth. So you are controlling the ball by rolling it. Once you get that down, see how many times you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got 11 times. How many did you get? You can try one more time. Maybe even see if you can go get that ball going a little bit faster. So it's 1. That was not good. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. So I got 3. Again, at the end, that's the first one I want you to practice. The next one I want you to do is you're going to take your towel. You're going to toss the ball up with the towel and then see if you can catch it with your hands. So you do that by starting and you put your towel together. And I'm just going to open my towel up. It should get it to pop up. And then I'm watching the ball with my eyes to catch it. Let's try again. So go ahead and get your towel set up, get your ball in there. You start with your hands together, and you're opening it up, and you're trying to catch it.